something you may not know. So tell me this, like I said, that's good. I mean, like I said, I think those things are excellent. Tell me a little bit about, the development of these things. Maybe you don't know yet. I mean, because we're still in the stages, but we definitely want to roll it out. Tell me about, but the junior team definitely would form probably before the senior team would form. Wouldn't you say? I mean,
I believe so.
And so even though it's age, because I want to make sure everybody just like the mixing of ages, and definitely has the supervision on the two different age groups as well. Right. There's a big discrepancy in those age groups as well. We even talked yesterday a lot about the ones that have aged out of 18 and still being having something for them as well, but just not with the other. I mean, because safety, number one. I mean, we're talking about long line safety, but we got other safety as well as where we in the presence as well. And one of the things to talk about with the junior team is a max of 10. Not holding fast to those things, but could be. I mean, it's one of those things as well. So definitely having that in mind, definitely understanding that, but the learning part of it as well. This is where we kind of went back and forth about coaching. I mean, it was one of those things. It's like, just like today, we were kind of, blessed with someone coming in to help us even with lighting, and my thing is, for me, it's like, we have a lot to learn. We still do. I mean, we still have a lot to learn. We always, but I, kind of showed her where we came from. You seen a little bit, I seen your eyes looking, because it was different, right? I mean, it was like, a little room. But, I think, with the more, and I think as anything, if you're trying to get better at something, you'll keep on searching for better remedies or better, strategies in order to deal with that. It's going to be the same thing when it comes to the gaming, and also, keep on top of it. It's something they can keep on top of it, but it's something to create something and, and kind of see it into fruition as well. Definitely did this again a couple of years ago, kind of went into this as well. Just, definitely revamped it a lot. And now you come to this, I mean, a smooth logo to me, smooth logo, they wanted birds, started with a dodo bird. I mean, and that's the thing. And I know, and I get it. I mean, a lot, sometimes we go on the personality. Like I said, I'm not a bird person, so I don't know a lot about them. But I think, this one, this what we, kind of settled on was a key thing in the spearheading this. And I think the team structure is another, part that needs to be as well. And that's, definitely something that, we're getting at. Something I want to, kind of go over real quick is when we talk, and we haven't really delved into this, but I'll talk to you a little bit about where you're going to go to mold this team as well. I mean, I know putting you on the spot, but where you're going to go with it. I mean, of course, me and you, but with me being kind of out of the gaming realm, and you were in the gaming realm more, so just how we're going to kind of, when I talk about promotional system, kind of about their roles in their positions. I think one of the things we talked about yesterday a lot was competition, and kind of, while I know they have it, not making it the mainstay, in this as well. Because like I said before, I mean, even when we talk about recruiting and basketball and different things like that, every school is looking for something different. I mean, you would think they would look for the best player, but sometimes if the best player, we got a big day to get over here every time to do that. And I'm not saying it like that, but if they ask me a question, well, is Day? I mean, is he? I mean, a hard worker, or I'm not going to down him, but I'm going to say, sometimes he needs a little push, right? Not to down him, but because you got to think, I'm not only speaking for Day, I could speak for 10 other people too. And if I just say or lie or say, he comes to practice all the time and stuff like that, and we don't know he don't. There's I think a better way to deal with that. And like I said, for not so much down, but it's not me. He has to be the one that wants to be dedicated as well, because this is the product that they're getting. It's not about me. It's not about the collective. It's about Day when it comes to him. Going for these scholarships and things like that. Me supporting him. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, if he wants to say, hey, rep, Collective Apex, hey, so be it. I like that, but it's about him, and he has to, garner some of these things as well. And that's why I said about the promotion system, about things like that, which we haven't really got into a lot. And maybe that's something we will get into here a little later. But that's, something that I was just, kind of mentioning just real quick, about this promotion system. But ours more now would be more of just a develop system,
right,
more than anything.
right.
Is it to how to develop,
And adding to kind of what you just said, we kind of discussed at a time where it was like the more like, okay, it's for the nonprofit, we won't be able to accommodate every single person who might want to do it, because we got limited supplies right now, but it is still a community thing. And we kind of discussed where it's like the more competitive things get, the less community it tends to get at times. So they made sure that they are writing the rules and things up in a way where they do not leave that community aspect behind.
Right. That's why I think, the discipline, the teamwork, the communication, pushing those things and it's improving, right? Improving on it. I think a lot of times, tell me this, you've been on there a few times, right? Are you improving at podcasts?
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of it, a lot of it is even you kind of, looking at, I can't wait till yours comes out because it's all, we getting it chopped up and ready. But you had some, guidance in it, but a lot of it, you and, a couple of your other counterparts kind of dove in there and did a lot of it as well, which is good as well. I just think, to me, you building that strong foundation is a big thing. And that's, a lot of what it takes is building that foundation as well. And I think, when we have, the gamers in there, the people that definitely, just talking to them and sitting there talking is going to be bigger when you get that and so they can learn some of the things as well. The coach is the thing we, kind of lack right now. But it's one of those things that all we have to do. All we do is ask, and then if they say no, they say no. But I think it's starting with a good sound coach is a big way to go. But definitely having some eager people who are willing to come in here and dive in and do some of this as well. I think it's a lot of it too. Day just getting back on you real quick when you said about improving on these things, right? Tell me a little bit about. Just because you like you said, you're not a big gamer. I thought all, a lot of, the other youth was big gamers. But, were you in there when the conversation when I was talking about the top selling video games? You were in there that day when I was talking about some of the top selling video games in history, right? And I want to go off a little bit and talk about this. And I told you the first one was Minecraft. Remember I told you that? What was the second you remember I told you
Was it
Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, I don't remember a lot about games.
Right. So, which is a good thing because that was one of the things we kind of battled with, and we just sat down. I'd love to sit down with some guys and kind of talk about it as well. I think those are things that I think of. That might not be things that you think of as well. With this, it's just like I said before, they kind of came. We had a set of games. Do you have some of the games?
Some of the games. So first, I'll say that they would have different games for like the different age groups, depending on like maybe the complexity or the skill. You talked about like the development and progression.
Right.
Some games are better for developing those skills to get into that advancement. So all of these games aren't universal for all of the teams.
Good.
But games that they said they have right now would be Fortnite, Valorant, Pavlov, Counter-Strike Go, Super Smash Brothers, and Minecraft.
Right. So those are totally kind of. I think maybe one is like the other ones, but those are kind of some of the things that when we were planning on doing it before, we didn't have those games.
Right? I do think there'd be more than that, but.
And I think just like that having a good menu of steady menu of those type of games would be good. Like I said, I've never played any of them, but that I used to be a big gamer a long time ago, but I don't know, just time and things like that. Just kind of I just got mesmerized by the computer, by if you really want to know the truth. So that was one of the things.